Strap it on, Dan.
Strap it on, Stan.
Last story's a doozy. The first story's a doozy. Strap it on, everyone. ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Drivers who switch to Progressive can save an average of $668. Guest on the Dan Lebatard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line.
Whoa! Roy is strapped.
Mike, you strapped?
I'm strapped on.
All right. Well, you need to be.
Guillermo, you strapped?
Strapped.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm strapped. You strapped?
I'm strapped.
Allison, you strapped? No. Stan, are you strapped?
Allison, you strapped?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Here's your SportsCenter update. The Marlins have traded JT Realmuto to the Phillies for Jorge Alfaro, Sixto Sanchez, Will Stewart, and an international bonus slot.
Can I stop?
So far, so good.
That sounds like a porn. I'm wondering, when you do the Real Muto, when you do it, does he sound...
Realmuto!
Well, it's a little Italian, but I also thought, you know how somebody bows and then waves their hand in circles as they bow? I feel like that's how you unfurled the manifesto of the Marlins catcher's last name. Why do they do that, by the way? Who started the bowing with one hand doing circles toward the floor?
I think the fencers.
A good guess. Stan, you got any guesses? You got any guesses on where that started? I'm going to go aristocrats.
Huh? Major League Baseball will rename the disabled list as the injured list, out of concern that the term disabled for injured players falsely conflates disabilities with injuries and an inability to participate in sports. I like that, actually. You like that?
Yes.
The IL.
Yeah, Dan.
Yes.
Are you going to take the opposite side on this?
Yes, I like it. I just am laughing at the idea of it took them a minute to get to the realization that they changed that name, and I don't know that a lot of people were doing that particular conflation. Congratulations, baseball.
By a minute, you mean over 100 years.
For a little while, our most historic game had called it the disabled list, and okay, now less fewer parents and kids who are disabled are going to be offended by that. But I feel like it's a bit of a straw man.
But a stint on the IL doesn't have the same bite.
It doesn't. That's correct. That is correct. Yeah. What's better? Put it on the poll, Guillermo. A stint on the DL or a stint on the IL? Go ahead.
Strap it on. And finally, in a bid to attract more people to its match, a French rugby club has partnered with an unusual sponsor, a porn website. The French-based porn website will be sponsoring U.S. Carcinoni. I don't know. For its match against Biarritz next month. And the gimmick is already working. Carcioni general manager Christine Menoridou Planchelt said the club has seen a surge in ticket prices since the announcement was made. Surge. With the Vivid Seats app, it's easy to find awesome seats to any game, and all purchases are backed by their 100% guarantee. Go to the App Store or Google Play and download the app and enter promo code CHAMPS at checkout to get 10% off your first order. For all the latest headlines and information, tune in to the SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
Guillermo, put it on the poll, please, at Lebatard Show, Twitter and Instagram. Better name for a porn, load management, or international bonus slot? Stan Van Gundy with us on ESPN Radio, and I want to ask you, Stan, do you think that the Pelicans were bleeping with the Lakers, where they're just creating team chemistry problems by leaking all of the names there and making all of the Lakers upset and never intending to actually do business with the Lakers? Brian Windhorst says flatly that's what happened. Do you believe that's what happened, Stan?
I mean, I certainly think it's possible. So Brian has sources that says it happened. I certainly wouldn't doubt it. And look, this is competition. These are teams that are competitive. This idea that somehow New Orleans owes it to the Lakers or Anthony Davis or anyone else to make a deal, I don't get that. They felt wronged probably, and so they decided to make it tough on somebody else. I don't think anybody was wrong in that whole situation. and I certainly don't think the Pelicans were wrong if that's what they did.
I think the Pelicans won deadline day. I do. I mean, they may have gotten worse, but they're the big winners. I mean, I love what they did to Anthony Davis.
All right, very good.
Oh, it's so petty.
There it is. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Well, I actually think they made a good decision anyway. I mean, it seems to me, my guess is that Boston came to them and gave them a pretty good idea of what would be available. They like the package that is there better, and they also know they're going to have more options in July than they have right now. So I think they made a good decision for themselves. I don't think they would have said, well, this is worse for our team, but I'll do it to LA anyway. I think it was just an added bonus. They thought waiting was better for their team. And in the meantime, we can make it a little hard on the Lakers, and they probably enjoyed that.
If you're just joining us, Stugotz has what has been the biggest podcast in America, Stupodity. It remains ahead of Oprah, even though it has tumbled into the 30s. It remains ahead of Oprah. But I really do feel like if you want some Stupodity in your life, we are so used to it around here that Stugotz just said, this happened, okay? This is something that happened on the Worldwide Leader in Sports from a co-host who continues to get more and more popular with the masses. He said, I thought the Pelicans won deadline day, even though they got worse. That's something that just happened. But beyond that, it doesn't even rank Stan as one of the amazing moves in the Stugotz arsenal of tools. Emphasis on tool. Listen to his analysis on Lamar. Listen to his analysis during the playoffs last year on LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge.
Awful.
I mean,
no, he's an embarrassment, man. I'm telling you, Greg Popovich is going to get rid of that guy in the offseason. He was an embarrassment last night. He is so out of shape. There are so many times where the Rockets were playing 5-on-4 on offense because LaMarcus Aldridge was walking back on defense. He's bad. He's not a good player. I don't know what happened to him because when he was in Portland, he was fantastic. He is not good, Dan. He cost them the game last night. Although they won the game. But had they lost, I'm telling you, it would have been on LaMarcus Aldridge. And the only reason it's not is because they won the game. Otherwise, San Antonio would be crushing it today. And I'm still going to crush them even though they won.
Stupidity.
I'm proud of that.
Stupidity. That's great. I had not heard that before, but you can't beat that.
Mike, do me the favor of just cutting up that one sound. I want to hear it in the club. I want to hear those couple of sentences over and over again. Just Stugotz. He cost them the game. They won the game. LaMarcus Aldridge.
Awful.
That's pretty good, too. What's funnier? Those two things paired against each other, and also Stugotz just got done saying that the Pelicans won trade deadline day, even though they got worse.
He cost them the game last night, although they won the game. But had they lost, I'm telling you, it would have been on him, man.
You can't. I don't even know what's funnier there, Mike. Or when Stugotz said that he was moved emotionally to tears because of the success of the shipping container. Big tears, crocodile tears. Big crocodile tears.
I was crying, crocodile tears.
I was crying.
Crocodile's big.
Yeah. Their tears must be big. Do you know why they're called crocodile tears?
No.
I'm guessing it's because when crocodiles do tear up, they're not actually sad about anything. Like, I think that's why they're fake tears. Crocodiles aren't feeling a whole lot of emotion. And so when they cry, it's probably not out of grief.
Right. But you're not sure. This is strictly
a
guess.
I'm not sure.
It's a pretty good guess. I think you're probably right about that. It means they're hungry.
When we were at that Jay Wakefield event and 1,000 people come out and we see the shipping container and they're on a stage and they're like rock stars. You and me both had tears in our eyes. We're like mom and dad of sentiment, and it's hard to get you to sentiment, man.
I still want the end. It's almost what I want, but you're right. That was a very emotional moment for us. To see those guys running that particular appearance was very, I'm telling you guys, you were on stage. Dan and I were both crying. Are you guys aware of this? Crying.
Yeah,
like crocodile tears.
We believe
no, crocodile tears are fake.
Crocodile tears are fake.
I thought they meant big.
All I want to do is say zoom, zoom, zoom. and a boom boom.
I was unintentionally telling the truth. I mean, that's what happened there.
Don Lebatard.
I have a friend. He was very early on. This is great. This is a great, awful story. It's early in the dating process. She has to go to the bathroom. Bathroom overflows with debris.
Ooh. Stugotz.
She's quietly trying to clean it up. He walks up the stairs and sees her on her hands and knees. They meet eyes, and she immediately begins sobbing. I mean, of course she's going to begin sobbing. And I would have begun sobbing.
I would have looked up and been like, what? Happens.
This is the Don Lebatard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.